Dr. Mindy here, and on this video, we're going to talk about sleep and your fat-burning hormone. And I may throw a little bit of fasting into it as well, because that's what my channel stands for, teaching you all the principles of fasting. So if you are new to my channel, let me just start off by saying welcome. I'm on a mission to teach 1 million people this year the tricks and the tools of a fasting lifestyle. So please subscribe, and as always, if you love this video, share it out into the world so we can all get healthier together, because you're born in a miracle. You just haven't been given the user's manual. And this channel stands for giving you that manual, so welcome. Okay, sleep. Oh my gosh, if there was any question that I get over and over and over again on my YouTube lives, in my Reset Academy, with my clients, it's how do I get a better night's sleep? So we're going to dive into that, and this is the initial video. There's a lot I have to say on sleep and fasting, so take this as the first part of many different conversations on sleep that I want to have with you guys. But what I want you to realize is that if you are lacking sleep, there's a good chance it's contributing to what we call leptin resistance. If this idea of leptin resistance is brand new to you, I've done a couple other videos this week on it, so go watch those videos. Leptin is your fat-burning hormone. It lives in the fat, goes up to the brain, and tells the brain to burn fat for energy. And there are 3 things you need to think about when it comes to your sleep so that you can make this system work a lot better and kick yourself out of leptin resistance. Okay, the first one, and this is kind of like, I know you're going to be the dreaded one. You're going to be like, I know, I'm supposed to sleep more. But I want to explain the nuances of what we're seeing in the research. So the number one thing you've got to look at is the amount of sleep. So what they have found is that it typically takes, for a person to stay healthy and free from leptin resistance, is usually about 7 to 9 hours a night. The study that is showing where leptin starts to go up, that you get more leptin, is when you're consistently getting 5 hours of sleep or less. So my first recommendation to you on sleep is make sure you're getting more than 5 hours, and you want to be closer to that 7-hour mark if possible. Now, if you're thinking, well, gosh, I can't get more than 5 hours, you struggle to sleep, maybe you sleep, you have a night shift that you've been doing, you have young kids, there's a couple of caveats to this that are really intriguing. The second thing is that when you get up in the morning, they are finding that as soon as your eyes register light, it starts your circadian rhythm. Now, what's interesting is you don't have to have your eyes open to see the light. You can just have your eyes closed, and if the light is coming in from your windows, your brain starts to register that it's daytime, and it'll start to set your circadian clock. What they've noticed in the setting of the circadian clock early in the morning is that specifically you are getting more red light. So we have the most amount of red light in the morning at sunrise. We have the most amount of red light at night. And it is this red light that will start to bring down your leptin levels. How cool is that? So the study went on to say that if you only got 5 hours of sleep, but you woke up to light and you registered red light early in the morning, that you would still bring your leptin levels down, that the amount of sleep didn't matter as much as long as you were registering this red light early in the morning, because it is that light that sets your circadian clock. How cool is that? So what do you need to do to register that red light? Well, a couple things I'll tell you that I've been doing is getting up before the sun rises and making sure I have what I call my thinking chair. I get up and I do my morning ritual, I do my meditation and fill my mind up with positive thoughts before the day begins. and I make sure it's near the window, so I'm registering the light coming in. My brain is registering that the day is starting. There also are some really interesting alarm clocks that will actually in your room start to turn on the light. So even as you're your eyes are closed, if that alarm clock is the light starting to fill the room, that's starting your circadian clock, bringing that leptin level down. And then as many of you know, we love the biohack of the Joovv Light. So that's our personal, there's a lot of great red lights out there. We personally use the Joovv Light. So if you have like a Joovv Mini or a Joovv Go, you can just put that right next to your morning chair and make sure that you're getting red light early on. And that will reset your circadian clock. It'll make it easier for you to go to bed at the end of the day. And it will also bring your leptin levels down. How cool is that? Okay. Third thing that I want to tell you on sleep is that there is some interesting research, and I just learned this from Dr. Andrew Huberman. He's a neuroscientist out of Stanford University. He teaches at Stanford Medical School. And if you don't follow him on Instagram, go follow him. He's got a podcast called Huberman Lab. Highly recommend it. But he brought to our attention a study that is showing that the most important part of sleep is not the amount, it's not the light that I just talked about. It's not necessarily the depth of your deep sleep or your REM sleep, but it's your consistency of sleep. Now, his study wasn't done on leptin. It was done on brain performance and learning. And it's such a powerful concept. I wanted to bring it to you guys. He goes on to talk about is that if you go and get 10 hours of sleep one night, and the next night you get 7 hours, and then you get 5, and then you get 8, that inconsistency of sleep is more damaging to the neurons of the brain than if you're getting 5 hours consistently over and over and over and over again. So let's put these 3 principles together. If you know that you don't get a lot of sleep, couple things you're going to want to do. You want to make sure you're waking up to light. You might even wake up to red light. And you want to make sure you're going to bed at the same time and that you're getting up at the same time. Those 2 pieces seem to have more of an influence on our what our brain does when we sleep, and seems to have more of an influence on our leptin levels than anything else in related to sleep. Pretty cool, right? We're just learning so many new little hacks. But what I really want you to take away from this video, because I know so many of you guys are trying to lose weight, is that it can happen sometimes. We see it in our resetter community where you are doing the right things over and over and over again, but you're still not getting the result. And if you're not getting the result, we've got to look at these hacks like sleep. How do we get you to sleep better? Let's look at the science so that we can make sure that your sleeping patterns are in alignment with the science. There is nothing more frustrating than doing the right thing and not getting the right result. So sometimes you got to dive into these little tweaks and you will find that you'll have a much deeper experience with all of your fasts. So that's sleep. There you go. Let me know, those of you who are getting great sleep and you've seen great results with your weight loss, please put it in the comments so the community knows. If you want more information on all those research studies that I just pointed out to you, they'll be in the notes. And this whole week is Fast Training Week. So I am bringing you the tools. Each one of these videos is lining up with the next one. My hope is at the end of this week, we have 5 solid videos that you will know how to kick yourself out of leptin resistance. But we cannot have a conversation about leptin resistance without looking at sleep and what the science is saying on sleep. So, as always, if you want the companion guide, just put companion guide and we will make sure you get all the information that I'm putting out this week directed right into your email. Hope that helps.